Hi guys, welcome back to another episode of HermitPack. So today I have a little bit of bits and pieces that I'd like to get done before we start on our windmill power generation. The first thing I wanted to do was upgrade my pick's mining level to cobalt, because in the nether I've found some cobalt and I can't actually mine it. So I'd like to be able to mine it, so I wanted to upgrade this. Now, the first idea I had was to put a obsidian pickaxe on there. And so if I did that, I made it and I was going to throw it on there, but then I noticed, look over here on the right, see it goes from durability 938 to durability 691. I mean, there's a very slight mining speed increase, but not really very good. So I was like, what other thing could I do? So then I saw that there's these sharpening kits, and the sharpening kits are really easy. You just go over here, pick the sharpening kit, make the pattern, which I did, and then I did the whole pattern wood thing, made myself a gold cast, which is right here, and then just threw obsidian into this guy over here, and see I've got a little bit left there, and I made myself that sharpening kit, and then all you gotta do is put that in some flint, and it automatically upgrades obsidian to cobalt with no loss of durability. So that was pretty exciting. I was like, yeah, let's do that. See, fortified obsidian. So that I thought was pretty awesome. And so I'm gonna rename this, and Pika is just a cute name. Pika, you know, whatever. But anyway, so there that is. I thought the other thing I might do is throw on, I've got a whole lot of modifiers. See, I've got 8. I thought I would just go ahead and throw on an emerald, because that just gives it a whole lot more durability, and, you know, why not? So there's that. So now I can mine, cobalt, and that's pretty cool. So the thing that I wanted to do, was make myself a better hammer, because, yeah, this hammer kind of sucks, but I'm just going to replace it. I've already gone and made myself a firewood tough tool rod, and that wasn't too bad to make. Like, I had to replace this drain with a what is that thing called? A tank. Yeah, so I replaced the drain with a seared tank, and then what you can do is, do I have my bucket? Yeah, so you take the bucket, and I grab some lava from that tank I made in the first episode, and then you can throw it in this tank, and you can see it get filled up there. And then you can click on the drain to drain it into here. And if you have a plank in there, so I just took this stack of planks, and I stuck a plank in there, and drained it onto the plank, and it made lava wood, I'm pretty sure is what it's called. And then you just take the blaze rods, turn it into blaze powder. And so each blaze rod will make 2 blaze powder, and so you take those 2 blaze powder and put it with your lava wood, and it'll make firewood. And then if you have 3 of those, you can use, where'd it go? Yeah, the tough tool rod. I just stuck the tough tool rod in the firewood and the part builder here, and got myself a firewood tough tool rod. Now I have to make 2 plates and the hammerhead for a new hammer, and the hammerhead I really wanted to be cobalt, hence why we just upgraded our awesome Pika there. So yeah, that's what I'm about to go do then, is go mine some in the nether. But the other thing I wanted to do really fast first was make some mobile storage for myself, and I found this really easy to make recipe called a sack of storage from Cyclic. I think if I come over here to the crafting table, this whole process will be easier. There's sack of storage there. So it's just some leather, some string, gold, and redstone, which I have already, all of that stuff, and I gathered it up before I started recording to make it easier. And there we go, a sack of folding. Cool, but yeah, see how much more space I have now? I think that's pretty awesome, and I should cook my potatoes, because that's what I'm living off is potatoes. Oh, I have 2, stone torches, right. There, we'll just do that. Okay, so that looks like I am all set and ready to go mine some cobalt. Exciting! Okay, so it's time to make my new hammer. So all's good with the tool rod auto smelt. That's showing up fine. The hammerhead is showing up fine. Apparently this is supposed to have a mining speed of 12. And this doesn't affect the mining speed. Now, I made my plates out of electrum because it was the only other thing besides obsidian that had a mining speed of 12, so I thought putting those on there would make the whole thing mine faster, but it's only 4.8, so I wasn't entirely sure what was going on with that. So I thought I'd play around with some other plate heads, and I stuck on an obsidian one, and all that did was, see, it takes down the mining speed, and I mean, it's barely a boost in durability, so that totally wasn't worth it. So then I thought, well, it would be nice to have the lightweight modifier too, so I went and made myself a large plate out of cobalt, and I thought about sticking that on there, and that made the durability stay up and kept the mining speed as the same, but I'm not getting the modifier of lightweight. So I'm not entirely sure what's going on with that. Like, if I made the second plate also cobalt, would it make the whole thing have the lightweight modifier? Let's try that out. There, done. Alright, moment of truth. Can I get that lightweight modifier? There we go, and there we go. No. No, I don't. That's cute. You can use special characters on these guys. Okay, there it is. There's my new hammer. Sweet. Okay, well, let's just test this guy out. Oh, whoa. Oh, that must be the auto smelt feature. Cool. I guess this is a pretty good tool for mining big strips of stuff, which is kind of nice. So yeah, alright, I'll take it. It's a significant, yeah, I can't speak. Significant upgrade over the hammer I was using, so I guess we'll take that as a win and go for it. But the thing that I really wanted to show you, and I wasn't really paying attention to this a second ago, was watch what happens if I just keep mining and the momentum kicks in. Do you see that? Look how fast it goes! That is amazing! Wow. That is just cool. I mean, like, seriously, just cool. It goes fast enough I can't even keep track of everything I'm picking up. It's amazing. Alright, well, let me deal with this inventory situation, and I'll meet you guys back up top. Okay, let's see if we can't give the hammer a few more bits of luck and speed. So that's luck 1, luck 2. That's pretty good, I think. Let's see if we can't get it up to luck 3. There's that. I have a little bit more in here, so let's grab it. Alright, that puts me real close. And that ought to do it. Yep, 360 out of 360. Sweet. I think I'm going to save the redstone till we're done making the windmills, and then I'll throw the rest of it on there for the hammer or whatever. But I think for now, I'm gonna go ahead and save that because we're going to need it for the windmills, which we're gonna get started on here in a second. Okay, let's get started with our windmills. So the first thing we need to do, so here's what we're trying to make, these wind generators. So we're going to need to, I have osmium ingots already smelted up, and then the first thing we're going to do is need to make these enriched alloys, which takes this metallurgic infuser. Cool, now I can do it. Alright, so now I have this guy. Anyway, for now it has power, so I ought to be able to stick those in there. Yep, good deal. And the redstone is going to infuse these. And then once I have those, I ought to be able to start making the wind turbine thingamajigs, which is pretty cool. And they're gonna go up there, which is like Y level 120 something. And I'm thinking of making some little spires for them to go on, so it might even be a little bit higher. Okay, so this is working now, and that's all fine and dandy and nifty. And then we should be able to go ahead and make that recipe. So 1. Wish I would add more than 1 so I could just keep making the recipe, but that's fine. So there we go, and 2. Alright, and then the last thing to make one of these guys was this basic control circuit, which is just to stick some osmium up in this guy here. And fortunately, there's an osmium. Alright, that will make one of them. Now, what really needs to happen is I need to make several, because I'm not sure how much power per tick or redstone per tick these guys put out, but I'm sure that one isn't going to be enough. So why don't I go ahead, let's make this first one together, and one day I will learn to be in the crafting table when I do this. There, sweet, a wind generator. Awesome. There. So why don't I go ahead and craft up a few more of those. We'll see how many I can make, and then we'll head up to the top of our hill and get them set up. Okay, so it turns out I can also make steel with this metallurgic infuser by putting coal into the purple block, and it will put carbon over here, and then you put some iron in, and then it makes this enriched iron. And then I think if we put the enriched iron in, the enriched iron ought to turn into steel, I think is how this works. Let's try that out. See how that goes. Because iron, or not, steel is what's going to be needed to make the pipes that the wind generator needs to get the energy from the generators down actually into my base. But it turns out, in order to make more wind generators, I'm going to need more gold. So I'm thinking about just heading down and doing a little more mining real fast so I can get some more gold, because I don't know, I think I want at least double this many. If I can make 6 of these, I think that we'll be doing pretty good. So I'm going to do a quick mining trip, and then I'll be right back with you guys. Alright, it's the next day, and I've made several more wind generators, so I have a total of 6 now. And I also made a bunch of steel ingots, and so I should have enough to get started making some cables, which I have up right there. So let's just split this material like that, and throw some redstone in, and that makes me quite a bit of cable, so that's good, right? Yeah, what, small pile of redstone? Interesting. Alright, so now I have quite a lot of cable, and I have some wind generators. The other thing I was doing was, while that was all smelting or compositing or whatever it is it was doing, I went up and started building a little structure up there to put the windmill on top of, or wind generator. I don't know, it's not 100% what I wanted. What I wanted was some nice twisty looking spires for the generators to sit on top of, but it didn't quite turn out exactly how I planned, so I might play around with the design of those a little bit more to try to get it closer to what I was thinking of in my head, because it's just not quite there yet. But when we get, when we get up there, water is such a pain. I'm gonna take a look. I made it so that some of the twisty, like some of it's just slabs, but part of the twisty is a stair, so I can get up and down from it, which I thought was pretty handy. This block is just temporary, because I'm going to put the wind generator on top of it and then run the cables down through this. That was unintentional. Let's eat a potato. But that's fine, actually. While we're down here, let's go ahead and see. Well, I'm gonna break the #1 Minecraft rule and dig under my feet. But yeah. I'd like to just try to figure out where we come into the base. Oh, this looks like my ceiling. Alright, this is gonna drop me another, quite a bit, but, you know, here it goes. Oh, ow. Yeah, that hurt. Okay, so it brings me right here. So what I'll probably want to do is figure out where I want the storage, like where I want to put a little cube or a cell, or maybe I want to have like a little attic space. Like, what if I did that? What if I dug out a bit of this dirt area? Like, I didn't realize how close my ceiling was, honestly, to the surface up there. What if I had like a little crawl space in the ceiling where I could have some pipes running to a central place to store some energy. Like, I don't know if I've even got room for that. Let's get back up there. Let's see, which block am I under? This one here? Yeah, no, was it this one? Yeah, it's this one. Okay, so let's just get back up here. I wish, honestly, that I had a little bit more room to dig out here. Okay, maybe I have enough, because it just needs to be, too tall, right? Just so I can get in here and work around. So this ought to work. So maybe real quick, let me go ahead and dig out a space under this that will probably connect a bunch of those little spires that I make. I dug out that room and realized that I was probably going to need a place to store the energy that it makes. So I found that Mechanism has these basic energy cubes, and I'm going to need a steel casing for it, so I gathered all the stuff that I would need for that. So there is the steel casing that I will need, and then I should have the rest of this also. Good, so now I have a basic energy cube, and I can take that basic energy cube, and I think it looks fairly cheap to upgrade that to an advanced energy cube. I have one of those. Now I have enough to make the advanced energy cube. Cool. Alright, so we're going to take that up to the top up here, and I'm going to run a cable down from that first little platform and hook it up in the center of the dirt hole I carved out, and hopefully that will be a nice good place at the middle of our base to have some energy stored so that we can work with it. So let's climb up these stairs real quick and get down in there. Actually, I don't want to I'm not going to be able to fall every time I want to get in there, right? So let's rethink that plan. Let's make a little staircase down into where we think that thing might be. And I guess this is as good a spot as any to do that. Okay, there we go. A little staircase, and maybe I'll prettify that up later. But, so here's the hole. And that first, where's the hole from the first? Oh, is this it right here? Oh, okay, cool. So that torch is in the way. Alright, so can we pillar up these cables? Like, is that a thing? Does that work? Let's take the torches out first. Can we kind of... Yeah, okay, cool. So we can pillar up these cables. And then at the top, we'll place the... One more. Is that... Yeah, okay. So now, if I put... Oh, do the windmill thingies don't connect from the bottom, do they? Do they have to connect from a side? Let's find out. Let's stick one of them down. And I think I want it to face this direction. Cool, so it did that. Is it actually... I think it only outputs from this little thing here. That's unfortunate. Because my hope was that I could just run that cable underneath it and all would be fine. So let's take it down and let's face it this direction. Yeah, let's face it this direction, and then let's get rid of this, and then what we could probably do is this right here, and then, oh, nope. That right there? Yeah, okay, cool. So now there should be energy flowing through that pipeline, if we can get back down here. Alright, we'll go in our little dirt staircase. There should be energy here. Let's place this guy just kind of in the center-ish, just so he's centrally located to where I might want to place something down there. And then I'll run this pipe maybe along this wall, out to this. That seems logical and sensible to me. Cool. Alright, so now does this thing, is this getting power? No. Input from all sides except one side. I didn't put it on the one side it wouldn't accept power from, did I? Oh, no, it's getting it. Okay, cool. Sweet. Alright, so now we have basic power set up, and then this guy here can run down into the base, and I'll set up a few more of these little spire guys in different places, just kind of around. From the bottom, it looked like I wanted to make one really big one, like right here, so I might make a really, really big one right here, and have that be kind of the main one, and it'll be up higher than the other ones too. And then a couple more of that size just around. So we'll have all of these guys set up and generating some power for us. Okay, so I only got one more, I got the one big pillar done up there, and I ended up making it too wide, so I stuck two of them up there. So there's a total of 3 going right now. And if you take a look here at the cube, it's filling up quickly. So I don't think that I'm going to place down the other 3 right now because it'll just waste power. So I think that this is probably a good place to call this episode done, and yeah, we have power, guys. Woohoo! The next episode, I think what I would like to tackle is the storage system so that I can use up some of this power and get a better way to store our stuff, which is pretty exciting. So I hope you guys enjoyed this episode, and I'm gonna head down real quick so we can kind of take one final look at how that tower looks that I built, because I haven't really seen it yet. But anyway, so I appreciate you guys hanging out with me. Oh yeah, that's not bad. I'll put the spiral on and it'll make it look even better. Okay, cool. So I appreciate you guys hanging out with me. I hope you enjoyed the episode, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!